Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and anyone else. I hope you guys are having a great Saturday night / early Sunday morning. As it's kind of early Sunday morning as I record this. This is week 12 of the Power Performance Index. And we had some movement today, some teams that moved up that they didn't really do much to move up. It's just teams fell back to them, which then caused them to move up. Some teams then actually did move up because they did some good stuff. And actually kind of shocked. Actually had a chance to wear this in something. And it being a good thing. So, what do you say? We get started here. We get started at number 32. Now, this team I had ranked way too high last week. It's almost like somehow they slipped through the cracks in a way because, yeah, they definitely deserve to be down where they are. They dropped 10 spots from the week before. And they changed their coach, but I don't know if it's going to really have much of anything, good to do with the Detroit Red Wings. The Red Wings at 32 this week, they are just they're not good. I mean, they made the coaching change. They brought in Todd McClellan. They signed him, I think they signed him to a 5-year contract. So, it's this season I think is pretty much just kind of a write-off for the Red Wings for this year. And next year with a new coach, hopefully, something a little better comes along or something. But yeah, the Red Wings this week definitely belong at 32. Number 31. Dropping 3 spots. They dropped 3 spots from the week prior. Now, mind you, some of the games, this was kind of a shorter week with the Christmas break. And they've lost 3 straight, and they're back down into kind of where they have been for a good chunk of this season, and that is Chicago. So the Blackhawks are at 31. And, yeah, Chicago's, this just... It's another one of them seasons for the Hawks, and they play well, they play hard. It's just the results haven't exactly been there. They had they gave Minnesota all they could handle the other day, and Minnesota ended up pulling out the win, and yeah, Chicago's down to 31. It's coming at number 30. Now, they dropped 1 spot. They probably could have dropped further, but we see what Detroit and Chicago are doing because they've lost 3 in a row. They're 1-8-1 in their last 10. This team, and yeah, they had made some moves up, but now they're back. They're right back down into the cellar again, and that's San Jose. The Sharks, of course. They're a fun team to watch. They really are. They're a fun team to watch. They are going to be a team to be reckoned with in the next couple of years. This year, again, not so much. It's what place in the draft lottery will they get? How high of a draft pick will they get? That's pretty much what San Jose is thinking about right now. And so San Jose is at number 30. Number 29. Moving up 3 spots. Now, this actually makes me feel good. Not only does this team move up 3 spots, but they're on a 2-game winning streak after being on a 13-game losing streak, and that's Buffalo. There was a reason why I decided to bust out my Buffalo jersey today. Now, granted, losing 13 straight. It's it's hard to come back from that. It's hard to come back, from a 13-game from a 13-game losing streak. Now, if they can go on a 13-game winning streak, that could kind of equal it out. Kind of, but, do I see the Sabres going on a 13-game winning streak? No, but little things, little steps, baby steps. They're on a 2-game winning good thoughts going forward. Number 28. Now, I talk about good thoughts for the Buffalo Sabres. This team has had nothing but just bad, and a team that has just completely fallen off the cliff. They're on a 3-game losing streak again. They're 2-8 in their last 10. They have dropped 5 spots from the week prior, and this is insane to see these guys this low. Number 28. What in the heck? What in the name of all that is holy has happened to the New York Rangers? What happened? I don't understand this collapse. This is a team that last year was in the Eastern Conference Final. What in the world happened? I mean, what they traded out Jacob Trouba. There's talk maybe Laviolette is on the hot seat. I don't know. I don't know what the Rangers can do to get out of this funk that they're in. But looking at the standings right now, they're last in the Metro. Last. When's the last time you saw that? I can't remember the last time I saw that. But the Rangers are in a complete and total free fall right now, and it's ugly. And I don't know what they can. I don't know what they do. I don't know what they do to get out of it. But yeah, it's not a good time to be a Ranger fan right now. Number 27, dropping only 1 spot from the week prior. If they went 1-1 on the week, so it's. And again, I still expect more out of these guys. Seattle. So the Kraken, as I drop the magnet. So Seattle at 27 is I guess I don't know. They're another one of those teams. It's just they're hard to figure. They're hard to figure out. We're not quite sure what type of team they are. Not a lot of consistency there. Decord is a good young goaltender. I like Joey Decord. I like some of the talent on Seattle. I think they're a decent up and coming team, and they're just having a hard time trying to kind of putting it together right now. Number 26. Now, they moved up 5 spots. One of the main reasons they moved up 5 spots is because the Rangers collapsed. I mean, they've put together some wins. I mean, they went 1-1 on the week. They're 4-5-1 in the last 10, and that's Nashville. So the Predators are 26 this week, and again, they're a team I expected so much more from. I mean, I thought this was going to be a playoff team this year. And they're definitely showing that they are not a playoff team this year. But they're kind of starting to try to string together some things. But it's the consistency is not there for them. And, they're still kind of stuck in that bottom row. Number 25. This team also moves up 5 spots. Again, mainly because you had a team like the Rangers, the Rangers and the Red Wings absolutely, drop off the cliff. They went 2-1 on the week. They're 3-4-3 in the last 10. They lost their last one, however, and that's Columbus. Now, Columbus, they split They split the home and home. It looked like they split the home and home with Boston. They beat Boston the other day, and then Boston ended up beating them. And Columbus is a team. Again, they're another one of those teams that I want good things to happen for them. I really do. I want good things to happen for them. I would love to see them make a run toward the playoffs. I don't think that's going to happen this year, but I want nothing but good things for Columbus after what they've dealt with this year. I want to see good things happen to Columbus. Number 24. Moving up 3 spots. Now again, even though these guys, this is a team, they moved up not necessarily because they played that well, it's because some of these other teams just fell like crazy. And because they've lost their last 2, they went 1-2 on the week, and that's Anaheim. So the Ducks at 24, again, not necessarily because they've been playing that well. It's just when you've got some of these other teams, like Detroit and like the Rangers, that fell like they did, that's why some of these teams moved up, and that's why Anaheim ended up moving out of the bottom row, even though they're kind of still right there on the verge of the bottom row. But Anaheim has some decent games in them. They do play somewhat well, and I want to see good things happen with Anaheim too. Other than just those jerseys. Those jerseys, I'm telling you, that orange for Anaheim is a thing of beauty. Woo, very, very nice. So yeah, this week Anaheim's 24. Number 23. They move up 2 spots. They actually did halfway decent. They went 1-1 on the week. They're 6-4-0 in their last 10, and they've actually played well recently. And getting Patrick Laine back has been a real godsend for the Montreal Canadiens. Laine coming back from injury has definitely been a good thing for Montreal. They have looked much, much better with Laine in the lineup. Laine being healthy. It's really good to see that he's, he comes in there. Is one of his first couple of games, he scores a hat trick. It's such a good thing for Montreal, and a good thing for Laine too. So Montreal, you've got, Montembeault is done relatively decently, and Montreal, they're doing all right. They're doing all right. They're not going to be a playoff team, but again, they're doing okay. Number 22, moving up 2 spots. They also went 1-1 on the week. They're 5-5-0 in their last 10. They won their last game. They won their game tonight. And again, this is a team that, if they make the playoffs, they could be dangerous. The New York Islanders. So the Islanders are 22. And they have their moments. They have their moments also. And it's just, the Islanders are, they're kind of who we think they are right now. And I think it's a team that they're hanging in. They're hanging in. There's still a long way to go yet. And I think they could be one of those teams that competes for a playoff spot. And if they do get into the playoffs, the Islanders have proven they can be dangerous come playoff time if they get in. So we've got to keep an eye on them. Number 21. Now, you want to talk about another team that's in kind of a free fall. And I do mean, especially after today, free fall? Yeah, it's not been great. They went 1-0-1 on the week, 3-3-4 in the last 10. They lost today in overtime, dropping 3 spots. Vancouver. So the Canucks, I don't know what is going on with them. I don't know what's necessarily going on with the Canucks. They are another one of those teams. They're just the consistency is not there. Demko is back in goal, thankfully, but they blew a 4-1 lead today. They had a 4-1 lead against the Seattle Kraken today and blew it and lost in overtime. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Vancouver right now. And Vancouver just, I don't know. Right now, I don't know if Vancouver's a team. I don't know if they're a team that can make the playoffs this year. I don't know. Vancouver is just, their home record is not great. Vancouver's one of those teams you literally are just kind of like, what kind of team are they? I have no idea. All I know is this week, they're number 21. Number 20. Down 4 from the week prior. Their last 10 games have been okay. They're 6-2-2 in the last 10. However, they have lost their last 3 games, and that's Utah. So the Utah Hockey Club / Yeti, soon to be Yeti, whatever their name is going to be, which hopefully we'll find out sooner rather than later. They're a team that they could be a lot of fun if they make the playoffs. They could be a lot of fun to watch. Utah is one of those teams. The talent is there. Vejmelka has been great. Guys like Keller, Cooley, those guys. The fans of Utah, they're getting a treat. They really are. Utah is a fun team to watch. They are a lot of fun to watch, and they are going to be a team to be reckoned with. They're not an easy team to play, and they're certainly not an easy team to beat. And Utah, they just kind of hit a little bit of a snag this week. Number 19. Staying exactly where they were from the week prior. Staying in the same spot. They went 1-1-0 on the week, and that is the Philadelphia John Tortorella Flyers. So the Flyers, of course, they are a team. Again, what kind of team are they? We're not totally sure with them. They've got some talent. They've got some good talent on their team. I love Michkov. Michkov is probably my favorite Flyer. He is that kid is incredible. That kid is incredible, and I see the Flyers being a potential dangerous team here in the next couple of years. With Michkov, he's only going to get better. And yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of Michkov, and I'm liking the direction the Flyers are going right now. Do I see them making the playoffs? I'm not exactly sure about that, but I'm liking the direction the Flyers are going. Number 18. Moving up 2 from last week, they only played 1 game. They only ended up playing 1 game this week. They did win. They did win that game tonight. They're 5-2-3 in their last 10. Winners of 2 in a row. Calgary. So the Flames are 18 this week. And they're a team that is, the talent is there. Huberdeau has been playing well. Wolf and Vladar, both goaltenders, I think are doing very well. And Calgary they could be one of those surprise teams that makes the playoffs this year. They could. It would not shock me. And it's good to see that Philly is, or that Calgary is there. They're playing well. They're doing decently. Kadri's been playing well. Of course, Huberdeau has been playing good. Weegar also. And if Calgary can just kind of keep stringing some stuff together here, there's no reason why they can't get back into the top half of this board. Number 17. Moving up 4. They ended up moving up 4 spots. This is another team. We're not quite sure about the consistency of these guys, but they went 2-0 this week. They're 4-4-2 in the last 10. They have won their last. They obviously they're on a 2-game winning streak because they won both games this week. St. Louis. So the Blues at 17 this week. They changed the coach. They bring in Jim Montgomery. They have a nice little bump. Then they kind of fall back a little bit. Now they're kind of picking it back up again. And they're in a division. They're in a tough division. They're in a division that is not easy to deal with. I mean, you've got Winnipeg, you've got Dallas, Colorado, Minnesota. St. Louis trying to crack into that top 4 is not an easy task. But again, they're trying. And they're playing well, they're doing okay. But again, are they a team that's going to necessarily make the playoffs? I don't know. But they're playing well right now. As right now, they're playing okay. Number 16, dropping 3 spots from the week prior. They were on a nice little 5-6 game winning streak. Now they've lost 2 in a row. They lost both games this week. They are still 7-3 in their last 10. And I'm still kind of, even though they've kind of had a little bit of a setback here, I'm liking the way that they're moving. Ottawa. So the Senators I have at 16 this week, still in the top half. I thought about dropping them out of the top part of the board, but I thought, where they were last week, I thought, they a little benefit of the doubt for them. I think a little benefit of the doubt for the Senators. Again, they have a little issue with consistency. But I like what the Senators are doing. They're playing well. They're above 500, and they're in a playoff hunt. They're trying to get into that. They're trying to get into that into that wild card spot. They're trying to maintain that, and I'm liking what the Senators are doing, and I really would love to see the Senators make the playoffs. I think that would be absolutely fantastic. Let's hope they can. Number 15. Moving up 2 from the week prior. Even though they lost tonight. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10. They went 1-1 on the week. And again, this is a team that I'm liking the progress that they've been doing the last couple of weeks. And that's Pittsburgh. So the Penguins with Crosby, with Malkin, with Letang. Jari's been playing well in goal. I'm liking the Penguins right now. I'm liking what they're doing, and I don't necessarily want to say that they're overachieving. I don't know if it's really overachieving, but they're playing well. They're doing okay. They're doing good, and they have some good games, some bad games, but they've had more good games than bad games though over the last couple of weeks, and we'll see if they can keep that track going. Number 14, moving up 1. They move up 1 spot, even though they're not that great over the last 10. They're only 4-5-1 in the last 10, and the last game they played, they had a 2-goal lead in the third period. They ended up blowing it, and they lost in overtime against Minnesota, and that's Dallas. So the Dallas Stars are at 14, and Dallas is just, I mean, you want to talk about a team that consistency seems to be an issue from one game to the next. It's not just 1 week to the next, it's one game to the next. They look great, they look bad. They look good, they look, terrible. I mean, they had a 2-goal lead against Minnesota. Minnesota always has trouble with Dallas, always. Dallas is up 2-0 on Minnesota in that third period, and they lose it. I don't know. I don't know about the Dallas Stars. I don't know what exactly is going on with them right now. They are a team that you want to definitely talk about consistency being an issue. That would definitely be the Dallas Stars right now. Number 13. Moving up one. They move up one spot. They went 2-2 on the week, 5-5 in their last 10. They split their home and home against New Jersey, and that's Carolina. So the Canes are 13. Carolina is, again, you want to talk about another team that is very hard to judge from one game to the next. Carolina is another one of those teams. We're just not sure what they look good. They just the whole looking great, not looking great. It's just their talent. The talent is there to be a much better team than what they are showing right now. And I think Carolina can be much better, and I expect them to be much better as the season goes along. I don't expect them to be lower than this. I expect them to be higher than this. We'll have to see as the weeks go, though. Number 12, staying in the same spot. These guys have looked pretty decent recently too. They've gone 6-3-1 in their last 10. They made a coaching change that has definitely benefited them. And again, I think it will not surprise me if they start moving up this board also. Boston at 12. The Bruins, again, they are a team that you've got Marchand, you've got Pasternak, you've got Coyle, you've got some great players on that team. I thought it was a dumb move when they fired Jim Montgomery, but it's looked like it's been a move that has benefited them. And, I think Boston is sitting third right now in the Pacific Division. And they're a team they're a team that you got to deal with. They're a team that Toronto is definitely going to have to deal with. It's looking like again. But yeah, Boston's sitting at 12 again this week for the second week in a row. Number 11. As I swear I'm turning into Butterfingers. Number 11. Dropping 2 spots from the week prior. They went 1-1 this week. They're 6-2-2 in their last 10. They did win tonight. And that is LA. So the Kings are a team that they're looking pretty darn good. They are a team that right now they're in a 3-team battle at the top of that Pacific Division, and it is a very interesting division for sure that they are in. And LA is, can they, not only it's can they make the playoffs? What can they do when they get there? I don't know necessarily what they can do when they get there, but LA is playing pretty darn well right now. Even though they ended up dropping a couple of spots. Coming in at number 10. Now, this isn't because these guys have played that bad. They just a few of these teams passed them. They dropped 4 spots. Again, not because they're playing bad. They did lose their last game tonight, but again, it was the second half of a back-to-back. They played Detroit yesterday, kind of whooped them, as Detroit being down here. Yeah, they kind of whooped up on Detroit. And then they end up losing to Washington tonight, and that is Toronto. So the Leafs are another one of those teams that they have their moments. They have their moments where they look phenomenal. Then they have their moments where they look just awful. Again, they're again without Austin Matthews. Their best player. They're without their best player. They had been without their best player for a little over a month. And now again, they're without him again. We don't know, is it a similar injury to what he had last time, where he ended up over in Germany to get treatment? I don't know. I don't know what is going on with Matthews. I don't know. Even the Leafs aren't quite sure, I don't think, what's going on with him or when he's going to be back. But you're going to struggle when you're without your best player. You're bound to struggle. You're bound to have your struggles, and Toronto has kind of had those. They've had some great games, and then some not so great games. And this week they're at number 10, number 9, moving up 1 spot. Now, the last 10, they haven't been great in the last 10. They've gone 4-6 in their last 10. They did go 2-0 this week. They're on a 2-game winning streak. They were up here. They were up in this area. Then they kind of had a little bit of an injury bug. They're still going through some injuries. And they're trying to get out of this other funk that they're in. And they've done decently right now. And that's Minnesota. So the Wild are 9 this week. Minnesota, again, Kaprizov is out. Eriksson Ek was out. Spurgeon was out, and he's back. Eriksson Ek was back now. Kaprizov being out, we're not sure how long he's going to be out for. Hopefully not long, because, the Wild, the Kaprizov, without a doubt, I talked about, Toronto being without their best player in Austin Matthews, Minnesota Wild being without their best player in Kirill Kaprizov. Yeah, you're bound to have your struggles. And Minnesota has definitely had those. And they're trying to get out of it right now. And they're on a 2-game winning streak, so we'll see if they can keep it up. Number 8. Moving up 3 spots. They've gone 8-2 in their last 10 games. They're on a 4-game heater, and to me, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before they catch Minnesota and before they catch Winnipeg in the Central Division, and that's Colorado. And I do mean it's only a matter of time. They're getting hot. They're looking fantastic. Colorado is, they had their struggles at the start of the year, but they had a ton of injuries. Their goaltending struggled. They seem to have gotten their goaltending together. They've got both Woods. They got Wedgwood and Blackwood. They just signed Mackenzie Blackwood to a 5-year extension. So yeah, I think they've got the goaltending figured out. McKinnon is just, he's one of the best players in the league for a reason. And like I said, I think it's only a matter of time before they catch Minnesota, before they catch Winnipeg, and before they completely steamroll that Central Division. And it won't surprise me here if in the next couple weeks if Colorado's right up here. It will not shock me. It will not shock me in the least. Number 8, though, this week. Number 7. Dropping 5, down 5 spots from the week prior. You kind of wonder what's going on with these guys, too. They went 1-2 on the week. They're 6-4 in their last 10, and they've lost 2 in a row now. It's the reigning defending champions. Florida, I'm not sure what's going on with them right now. They're not looking great. I mean, Bobrovsky obviously cannot play every game, but they have just, you want to talk about a team that's kind of hit a little bit of a snag, and they're going back and forth in the Atlantic Division with Toronto for first place, and right now they're kind of on a down slope right now. And yeah, I mean, Florida, the defending champions at number 7, dropping 5 spots. Yeah, it's kind of a big drop for them. Number 6, moving up 2. They're doing decently. They went 2-0 on the week. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10. They've won 3 in a row, and they kind of hit a little bit of a snag for a little bit too, and they've kind of ridden that out, and now again they're on another decent little win streak, and it's Winnipeg. So the Jets at 6. I think Winnipeg, even though they're trying their damnedest to kind of keep ahead of both Minnesota and Colorado. Like I said, I think it's just a matter of time before Colorado passes everybody in that division. I mean, passes everybody. But, Winnipeg's trying their darndest to keep a little bit of a lead in that division. They're in first place right now. They're trying to keep pace, to keep ahead of Minnesota and Colorado, which is not easy, especially with Colorado. Excuse me. I think it's only a matter of time before Colorado passes Minnesota and just leaves Minnesota in the dust. But Winnipeg's they're trying to keep that trying to keep that division lead, and they're hanging on right now. Number 5, staying in the same spot as they did the week before. 2-1 on the week, 8-2 in their last 10. Winners of their last 2, and they had a home and home split also against their in-state rivals, Tampa. So Tampa is a team that is very dangerous. I think they can be a very, very dangerous team. And yes, they are currently 4th in their division, but is Tampa a team that anybody really wants to see? Tampa definitely has their moments, and they have looked really good recently, and yeah, Tampa is definitely a team to watch. Number 4, also staying in the same spot as the week prior. They went 2-1 on the week, 7-3-0 in their last 10. They got their guy back though. They got Ovi back. Washington. So Ovechkin is back. Ovechkin comes back. He scores a goal in his first game back from the broken fibula. And yeah, Washington they're a team that showed that having depth is good. Because when Ovi got hurt, I don't think a lot of people thought that they were going to be able to maintain it. Well, not only did they maintain it, but they're leading the Metro Division, or at least I think they're leading the Metro. It's them and New Jersey. Them and New Jersey right now are kind of neck and neck there in the Metro Division, and Washington has played really well. They played really well without Ovechkin, and I think without Ovechkin, they definitely did okay. And now that Ovechkin's back, we'll see if Ovi can pick up that Gretzky pace again. Number 3, up 4 from the week prior. I didn't really penalize them for losing in overtime tonight. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10, 1-0-1 on the week. And again, I didn't really penalize them losing in overtime to LA tonight. But the Oilers are looking like the team that they were last year in the playoffs. The team that went and came within one victory of the Stanley Cup last year in the Stanley Cup final. Edmonton is looking phenomenal. And McDavid, Draisaitl, both Skinners, Stuart Skinner, Jeff Skinner. The Oilers are a fantastic team, and they are looking really good right now. And they're one of those teams that's at the top of that Pacific Division, and can they win that division? Oh, we'll have to see. Number 2, moving up 1 from the week prior. They went 2-1 on the week, 6-3-1 in their last 10. They did lose their most recent game, but again, it was a home and home against Carolina, and this is still a fantastic team that is definitely was way better to see them be where they are now as compared to last year, and that is, of course, New Jersey. So the Devils are at 2 this week. I think New Jersey, with Markstrom, with Allen, their goaltending is phenomenal. The 2 of the Hughes boys, with Nico Hischier, Andre Palat, the Devils are a team that is going to have to be dealt with. They're not going to be an easy out. They're not an easy team to play against in any game. And New Jersey looking fantastic. And kind of like number 1, the team that's at number 1 for the second week in a row, a team that is looking absolutely fantastic. They are 9-1 in the last 10. They have won 5 straight. And is there any surprise? Is there any surprise that not only is Vegas number 1 again, but is there any surprise that the Vegas Golden Knights are as good as they are? No surprise to me. The Knights are they are a team that they've been good since day one. They have been a fantastic team since day one. They are a team that is just they're a machine right now. They're a wagon. And Vegas is going to be a very, very tough team, and it would not shock me to see Vegas come out of the Western Conference again this year. Vegas is a fantastic team. Their goaltending is incredible. Mark Stone looking great. Tomas Hertl, Noah Hannafin, a lot of these guys, they're fantastic. The Vegas Golden Knights are fantastic. Definitely deserve to be number 1 again this week. So week 12 of the Power Performance Index, like I said, and I know there's probably going to be people that'll just fast forward all the way through. They'll fast forward to see who's going to be number 1 again this week, or number 2, or whoever. And I fully, I know that happens, and I know that's going to happen. But there's specific reasons why I have these teams where they are, and if some people are like, why do you have my team here? Did you not watch? You watch the video, you'll know. But But again, this is where they stand this week for week 12. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Liven up the comments section, and yeah, hit like, hit subscribe, let your friends know about the channel. If you want to share this video or any other video from the channel, any other power performance index from any other week before, go ahead and do that. And if you have any friends that love hockey, that love hockey content, hockey jerseys, hockey talk in general, tell them about the channel. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you all here. So let me know your guys' thoughts about from number 32 all the way to 1. And yeah, so hit like and subscribe. Go ahead and share this video with anyone you would like. And I will see you guys again very soon.